So, could Bitcoin reach $100,000 in the next 12 months? That's the question that we are going to work to answer in this video as well. I will also remind you that even if you don't own Bitcoin, you should not investing in a diversified portfolio strategy. But remember, Bitcoin drags everything else up, right? So if Bitcoin goes to 100,000 and it's trading at right around 26,000 right now, it will bring everything else, every other coin, every other token. And also watch all this video, because there's some interesting narratives here having to do with traditional banks. And if we continue to see some issues on that side in the traditional banking world, it is going to most likely be a very positive thing for crypto in the long run as well. So we're going to talk about that in this video. So thanks for your support, and let's get into this. Drop a like, tell the algorithm that we are here. So Masari founder, Ryan, I think his name is Stelkis. Let me go back down here real quickly and I'll show you kind of what I wanted to show you. Get rid of this. There's a lot of stuff going on here on the screen. Yeah, Ryan Selkis, I apologize. Sorry about that, Ryan. So is coming out and laying out a strategy and a plan for a path for how Bitcoin could reach $100,000 within the next 12 months. And before we do get into that right now, again, Bitcoin, as of the recording of this video, is trading at 26.4, but in the last 24 hours, it has reached 27,000. That's by the way, a level that we haven't seen in 10 months. 10 months, okay? And it's moved up today. By the way, happy St. Patrick's Day. It's moved up today right now as of the recording of this video, 6.4, but in this last 7 days, it's up 30%. Okay, so Bitcoin, could it reach 100,000? Well, Ryan is talking about some interesting things. So right here, so he says, according to him, and he's talking about the crypto space, right? Will witness, I apologize, not the crypto space. I'm sorry. He's talking about traditional banks now. He's talking about the financial kind of that side of the street. The financial space will witness more banks fail over the next couple of weeks. For now, 3 well-known banks have already collapsed, while other smaller ones like First Republic continue to remain in distress. In fact, analyst Michael Vanderpope also recently asserted, quote, "Let the banks fail, for it will pave the path for a better system." Now, to give you some context, the overall stock market, again, as of the recording of this video, is down 236 points. And this is what they're talking about. Like right here, First Republic was in distress, and they've been thrown a lifeline by other major banks like Bank of America, Citicorp, a $30 rescue of them. Okay, so Credit Suisse, which was the second largest bank in Switzerland, was thrown a $50 billion lifeline from the Swiss National Bank, which is basically their central bank. They're over there basically not letting them fail. Okay, now could we see these bank scenarios continue to play out where other institutions won't let them fail or not? We'll see, but it shows that there's obviously some issues on that side of the street. But right here, he says, according to Selkis, remember, and Selkis was Masari's founder, regulators would, so this is this is the interesting point. Okay, so he's talking about regulators. He's also talking about like the Federal Reserve and things like that. Right. If the banks continue to fail, we continue to see issues on that side, in that category, if you will, or that market, regulators would then be treading on the quantitative easing path, meaning most likely might have to be looking at easing up on some of these interest rate hikes, right, to fight the inflation because of everything what's going on in all the banking institutions. Even though moderate inflation would sustain, meaning like moderate, like our inflation number right now is 6%. So he's saying, hey, look, because of all the banks having all the issues, we might have to see the Federal Reserve, the regulators, and all that kind of say, okay, we're going to back off trying to so aggressively reduce inflation and keep it at, quote, moderate inflation would sustain. Bitcoin would then act as a hedge and climb up. Then as the, quote, sound money narrative gets stronger, okay, Selkis predicted that Bitcoin would end up claiming 100,000. Alongside, he also added that institutions would buy faster than the feds can shut down. And he said, look, this is an optimistic bet on the future, as Bitcoin is treated as a life raft and peaceful exit option. But the key is threading the needle so institutions can buy it and defend it alongside of us, best case scenario right now. So is this a narrative that could play out? Oh, also remember, we have the Bitcoin halving event that happens in probably April, kind of May of 2024. So could we see Bitcoin kind of moving up and pulling up the rest of the market? I think it's entirely possible. So you got a couple of factors at play. You've got what's going to happen with the banks. That's going to continue to play out. Number one. Number two, what's the FOMC, kind of the Federal Reserve, going to do about that? Are they going to kind of ease off maybe from their so aggressive interest rate hikes to basically kind of let the banking and financial institutions kind of get a breather, if you will? That's number two. That's number two. Number three, Bitcoin could evolve and look as again, a hedge against what other those issues over there, kind of a safe haven. And by the way, when I say Bitcoin, I'm also meaning like Bitcoin and Ethereum and all the other cryptos, right? So these are all interesting narratives. We'll see as we'll see if these play out. Have a good one. Take care. Go make some money.